Benjamin's parents worked tirelessly on their small farm, their hands calloused, their faces etched with the weariness of years spent toiling under the sun. They had always dreamed of a better life for Benjamin, a life filled with opportunities that they could only dream of. So they poured every ounce of their savings, every bit of extra income into sending him abroad for his education. It was a sacrifice they bore willingly, their hearts brimming with hope for their son's future. Benjamin boarded the plane, his eyes filled with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. He carried with him the weight of his parents' sacrifices, the knowledge that their hopes and dreams rested on his shoulders. He vowed to make them proud, to repay their unwavering faith in him. The bustling city, a far cry from the quiet countryside of his childhood, both exhilarated and intimidated him. He immersed himself in his studies, knowing that education held the key to a brighter future. But the cost of living was high, and the money his parents sent dwindled quickly. To make ends meet, Benjamin took on a series of odd jobs. He waited tables at a noisy restaurant, the clatter of dishes a constant reminder of his financial struggles. He worked as a delivery boy, navigating the labyrinthine streets on his bicycle, the weight of packages a physical manifestation of his responsibilities. And he tutored younger students, sharing the knowledge he was so diligently acquiring. The long hours and constant pressure took their toll. Sleep was a luxury he could barely afford, his nights spent hunched over textbooks, fatigue gnawing at his resolve. There were times when the weight of it all felt unbearable, when the dream of a better future seemed to slip further out of reach. But Benjamin refused to give up. He clung to the memory of his parents' sacrifices, their faces etched with hope and love. He would not let them down. He would persevere. One evening, exhausted after a long shift at the restaurant, Benjamin sought solace in a simple online game, a brief escape from the pressures of his reality. As he played, an advertisement flashed across his screen: binary options, trade your way to financial freedom. He had seen classmates, students from wealthy families, casually trading on their phones during lectures. Their nonchalance irritated him, a stark reminder of the disparity in their lives. But this ad, with its promise of financial freedom, sparked something within him. Could this be the opportunity he had been searching for? He clicked on the ad, skepticism warring with a flicker of hope. The website boasted impressive testimonials, stories of ordinary people achieving extraordinary financial success. It seemed too good to be true, but Benjamin couldn't shake off the feeling that this might be his chance to change his life. Section 4. Mastering the Markets. He signed up for the free Quick Start tutorial, his mind buzzing with possibilities. The concepts were initially foreign, a language he didn't understand, but Benjamin was nothing if not determined. He spent hours studying the tutorials, devouring every bit of information he could find. He practiced on the demo account, his fingers clumsily navigating the trading platform. He learned about market trends, about analyzing charts and graphs, about managing risk and making calculated decisions. He made mistakes, of course, losing virtual money in the process. But each loss was a lesson learned, a stepping stone on his path to understanding the complexities of binary options trading. Slowly but surely, Benjamin began to grasp the intricacies of the market. He developed a feel for identifying potential trading opportunities, for recognizing patterns and predicting market movements. He realized that this was not a get-rich-quick scheme, but a skill that required patience, discipline, and a willingness to learn from his mistakes. Section 5. Calculated risks, measured rewards. Benjamin knew that he couldn't afford to be reckless. He had $100 saved up, money he had painstakingly earned through long hours and sacrifices. It was all he could spare, a small fortune to him. He deposited the money into his trading account, his heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. He started small, making conservative trades, carefully applying the knowledge he had gained. He didn't chase losses, accepting that setbacks were an inevitable part of the process. He focused on short trades, capitalizing on quick market fluctuations. Benjamin developed a routine, studying the markets late at night after his studies and work were done. He tracked economic indicators, followed market news, and analyzed charts with a focus that surprised even himself. He traded with discipline, never letting greed or fear cloud his judgment. Section 6, From Struggle to Success. The first few weeks were a roller coaster ride. There were wins, small but encouraging, and there were losses, each one a reminder of the risks involved. But Benjamin remained steadfast, his resolve strengthened by each successful trade. He refined his strategies, learned from his mistakes, and slowly but surely his account balance began to grow. What began as a trickle soon turned into a steady stream. His profits, though modest at first, allowed him to ease his financial burden. He cut back on his work hours, freeing up more time to focus on his studies and his trading. The weight that had been pressing down on him for so long began to lift. He could finally afford to buy decent meals, to get a good night's sleep, to focus on his education without the constant worry of making ends meet. After 3 months, Benjamin was also able to send money back to his parents so they could repurchase the farm animals they had sold off to finance his studies. He was no longer just surviving, he was starting to thrive.